Hello, welcome back to our German 1890 campaign, Blood and Iron. I got it right this time. Hey, in the last episode, we wrapped up our little war against Spain. We took Cuba from Spain, giving us a port in the Caribbean. Don't know how good that is for us because it does increase the amount of area that we have to cover, but in the event of a war, I mean, at least we have some reach over here, some stuff we can do. Hopefully that day won't come for a little while because we are in some debt and we are still building stuff. So for at least the next 10 months or so. All right, so let's make our copy as usual, save the game, and push on. Here we go. We can expect to see some of this tension drop off due to the recent war. Maybe, who knows? So the US wants North Korea. It's no concern for us. They're our ally, in fact. So that should stretch them out a little bit. Of course, it is the US. By the time the next, I don't know, 15 years comes rolling around, they should have plenty of ship sea power. We lost some funding. They should have plenty of sea power to send off that way. All right, we're losing money hand over fist here. Tensions are going down. Tensions are going down. So we're just, hoping for a budget event. So Russians are building 400-ton destroyers. None of our concern, really. Like I said, even our 500-ton destroyers are pretty vulnerable. We could grab the Dominican Republic, give us one more port, grab some tension. Let's give it a try. We might miss it. We did it. So it's a little bit more reach into the Caribbean. I didn't see any tension go up there, weirdly enough. Usually that's the sort of event that causes tension to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to halt construction on this for now and cut our bleeding of money in half. And we're hoping to, can we sell something to Russia? We do need the money. That'll give us 2 months worth of budget. That's what I was going to say. It's like it felt like we could get there because we had like 14,000 left. We were losing 2,200 per month. So that's a little under 7 months, and we had 6 months to finish these. So this lets us do some tension, some prestige, some money, lots of prestige, lots of tension. And we gain some more tension with Britain, but we lost tension at the same time. Italy, yeah, we'll sell to Italy. Okay. Save the game. Technology sharing with France is expired. I forgot to keep an eye on any sort of advantages we got from that. Hopefully we got something. Yeah, we will sell to the Balkans. And yeah, tensions are shooting up with Britain. We'll sell to Japan. Tensions are shooting up with Britain, which I don't like, but at the same time, we are still friends with the United States. All right, can we get rid of these old, way obsolete battleships? We can wait a while. Okay. 9. We want us to have 9 battleships, so we're gonna actually we'll have just enough with the 4 West Wissenbergs in the 5 Prussian class. Okay. It does feel pretty darn amazing building 5 battleships at a time, or 6, or however many we were making there. Okay. Now we can get rid of these. Farewell. Yep, let's shoot up the worth for explosive shells knowledge. Very cool. Okay, now we can throw all 4 of these into the 3rd division. Let's use some of our money to build some more submarines. We'll build 10 more. Save. We do need to build up our Caribbean possessions a little bit. We got 10 and 20. So let's do some fortifications in Cuba. Do 4 of those. Oops. We'll do 4 of those. And we'll build up the naval base. And we'll do the same thing here in Puerto or Dominican Republic. I think Puerto Rico is a little bit north of here. Let's see here. We'll do 3 and build up the naval base. Let's check our dock size. Yep, we're falling behind now. So let's go ahead and build that up by 1. Okay. 6-inch gun improvements. We do have a new fire control. And we do have improved 6-inch guns we could throw on some different things here. So one of the first things we're going to do is when we get this when we get this one here finished, we're going to look at potentially installing fire controls. This is the Goliath class. It's 15,300 tons. It's a good comparison to our Prussian class. So it's got 4 12-inch guns. We have 4 11-inch guns. We've got 12 9-inch guns. They've got 12 6-inch. They have 9-inch belt. We probably have about the same, and we're the same speed. The big difference is that they do have torpedo tubes. We don't. And they're using a central rangefinder. Okay. I'm going to save the game and potentially design some new 600-ton destroyers, maybe. Let's see, we need to build some more of these wangaroons. We built 5 originally. Let's build, hang on. Hold on. We had some advances in ship construction, like weight savings and stuff. So we do want to go up to 1,500 tons. We want colonial. We'll get rid of the armor. But importantly here, so we want to keep it cheap, it's 137 per month. We wanted to do minesweeping gear. There we go. Because we forgot to do minesweeping, I think. Yeah, we forgot to do minesweeping on the Wangaroos. Such a weird name, Wangaroog. All right. So we'll do a set of 5 of these that'll fill in like the other half of the Corvette fleet. And we'll throw some belt armor on there too. There you go. This ends up being about the same cost as the Wangaroo. Remember it's about 28 something. So this is fine. This is the Broxwald. This is what the Wangaroo should have been. Okay. Let's give this some publicity and hope for budget. So 2282. Oh, we can incorporate that into the new design. Rework the design. Increase the speed a little bit. 20 knots for marginal cost increases. That way, if we do have to run away, we can do so. So let's throw these into some fleets. First division, go. Second division, go. I don't know if we're working on or not. What about here? Nope. What about here? No. I was wondering where our money was going, but we are working on submarines, and we've got 2 bases building and guns. I think we have guns still building over in the Caribbean. All right, let's build 5 of these. Ooh, not 56. 5 of those. Save the game. And we'll take a look at coastal fortifications. Yeah, we're still building those. Once those are done, we'll look at maybe throwing in some destroyers. And we're in the era now where every time we get a new destroyer class, we can essentially just replace, like just scrap all the old ones because they're not upgradable. Like they're too lightweight. They're already like completely maxed out on everything. So here's the South Carolina class. It's 20 knots, so it's faster than us. It's also like, I don't know, almost 3,000 tons bigger. It's got 7-inch guns and 6-inch guns and 5-inch guns. So it's going for like the whole broadside, like, the extra guns on the side thing, just not with anything that's very powerful. Like if this goes up against one of our battleships, those 6-inch guns aren't going to be doing a whole lot against our armor belt, as far as I know. I don't think we have too bad of an armor belt. Yeah, we got 10-inch belt. Meanwhile, our 9-inch belt has a better chance of punching through their 11-inch belt. Although it might not be able to. Who knows? All right. Let's design some new destroyers. Hopefully we can get rid of... yeah, so we got rid of the short range trait. We're keeping cramped because, we don't have a whole lot of choice about that. We get all these nice torpedo mounts. If we go up to 28 knots, we can. We just have to get rid of some ammo. There we go. Now it's very short on ammo, but let's be honest here. These things aren't meant to be gunboats. So this is better. We get the medium range, so there'll be more of them involved in every fight that we have. And we managed to crank another knot out of the hull, essentially. All right, and they're still cheap, still 2,000 each. So we'll save that game, and we'll press the big red button. Better operating range for coastal submarines. All right, we'll do 12 of these. Save. And then we'll start like maybe another round of them in a minute here. But we do need to try to throw some fire controls on these older ships of ours. We're not going to replace the machinery just yet. We did that back in 99, and it's only '05, so the engines are going to last a little longer. Upgrade the guns. Oh, okay. We're gonna hold off on that then. Save. 10 additional cruisers. Is it time to build some of our money laundering specials where we just build as cheap of cruisers as possible and then probably end up scrapping them? So we need to have 10 of them building. It's pretty funny. So let's design some, like the smallest cruiser we possibly can. Let's clear the turrets, clear the mounts, clear the deck armor, clear the belt armor, and then we'll add forward aft gun turrets. Must be larger than 2,000 tons, 2,100. Nope. Let's put some belt armor on it. So we got to have some belt armor. Do we have to have deck? Short range. So why is it identifying as a KE? Interesting. Why does it identify as a KE? One torpedo tube. What if it's 2,500 tons? 2,600 tons. Okay. Well, this is about as cheap as I can make it, I believe. 1-inch belt. What if we get rid of that? Too much unused displacement, so we can. Okay, so the engine does matter. So 1.5-inch belts. Okay. This is as cheap as I can make it. We need to build 10 of these. 2,600. I wonder why it's so expensive. What if we take down some of the speed and replace it with just like belt? We save a lot of money so far. Oh, I think head deck's like really heavy. So back up to 597. 492. 543. Okay, so it can't be heavier than the belt armor. So 3-inch belt, 3-inch deck. We end up at 520, so we end up even cheaper. So this thing is completely worthless. We're just using it for the budget, using it for its money. We'll call this this is the gold digger class, because we're just using it for the money. We'll put on cramped accommodation. Doesn't affect the cost. What if we get rid of the guns? Too much unused displacement. 2,500? Nope, we got to be 26. We'll throw another what half-inch belt. 507. Did we end up saving anything by doing this? Taking the guns off and putting on more belt? I don't think we did. 532 versus 520. So if we just add um, so 520 536. Okay. So we were about as cheap as we could get it. Okay. So 520, the gold digger class. And save and go. Nope, we should be friends still. We need you. Okay, tensions are still going down for the recent war. That's probably the last of that we'll see. So this is I can't even begin to pronounce that class. This is a Russian ship. It's about the same size as that U.S. ship they just built. Again, it's got small main guns, but it's got a pretty good. This one actually has a pretty good broadside to 7 inches. So, and it's faster, 22 knots. So we need to build 10 of these. We're going to hold off on that as long as we can. New docks are finished. And I think this month we're gonna give up a prestige to get budget here. But this month I think we have to start the new light cruisers. So let's build 10 of these things that are going to go into the scrapyard real quick. I mean, nah. I was going to say like we could use them as like transport escorts, but like, come on, these things are 20 knots, and the maintenance on them are going to be probably a lot higher than just having a Corvette would. Well, what the heck? The Invincible class battle cruiser, 23 knots, 4 12-inch guns. Now this is a for realsy ship there. Okay, let's put something on foreign service. So we could do like a couple of our Wangeroogs. Foreign station. Look at that. We're building 10 of those those horrific like mutant cruisers, and we still have a positive monthly balance for now. All right, let's check our almanacs. Yeah, we've caught back up with the shipbuilding capacity. Let's check our submarines. They're up here somewhere. 52 reliability. It's a far cry from the old 130 some or whatever we had in last campaign. All right. I guess now is a time that we can start upgrading these white Wissenberg class. We'll do 2 at a time because they're going to be expensive. We got to put the new central firing on them. We want to upgrade the secondaries. We're going to be upgrading the tertiaries. So they are expensive, but it's going to be a short refit. Do we want to replace the machinery while we're at it? It would stretch it out to like 12 months, but it would probably lower the cost monthly. We're 6 years in. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Hmm. If we put them on turbines, we save some weight, but I mean, what would we do with it? There's not a whole lot we could do with it. We could raise the speed by going to turbines, coal turbine. We can go up to 18 knots. Yeah, we'll do that. We could put bulge on it, like it was suggested on the last video, putting bulge, but it slows us down. So we want to keep what little speed we have with these things. So we will start rebuilding 2 of these. We gain torpedo protection 1 from Britain. So let's get rid of these V1 class. We're going to scrap them. Let's throw the rest into divisions. And we don't have to worry about building more of those. It's an option, but let's not worry about it at the moment. And then push on. Let's not let ourselves be dragged into the problems of Japan. Uh, it's no concern to us that there's problems with Libya, although it does cost us a prestige. We'll take the tension option, and we'll give up a prestige here instead to avoid just causing like undue tension everywhere. Okay, it gives us 100 capacity here in the Caribbean, doesn't it? Well, what am I missing here? 905? That can't be right. 20 and 40. So it should be 60, but I'm not seeing it on here. What the heck am I doing here? 10, 5, 905. Oh, it might because we're friends with the USA. It might because we're friends with the USA. Yeah, we might get like half of their capacity. Okay, okay, okay. I get it. All right, let's do these other Weissenbergs. Let's do some of our newer heavy cruisers. So we'll do 3 of these. So open for rebuild. These were built, yeah, so it's replace the machinery on these. We will upgrade the guns. Upgrade the guns. And we're gonna get to put in coal turbines and throw some speed on these boys. 25 knots with a fire control. Excellent. So 26 each. It's going to put us in some debt. We do want to burn off a little bit of this excess. Of course, right as we do that, we get a budget decrease. Let's go for social programs since we have 2 unrest. It doesn't hit us too hard for the budget. It's not risk technology leaking. Yeah, we're gonna be bleeding money here for a hot minute. This is the price of having top of the line ships. So we're gonna long-term prosperity railroads. All right, get some corvettes. Okay, this is where you get back some of our money. We'll go for a diplomatic solution to the crisis. We lose the prestige, but we gain a budget and we don't push tensions too crazy. 700-ton destroyers. Japan and France are friends. I think Japan and Italy are also friends. Let's take a look here. Japan, where are you at? Why can't I find your flag? There you go. Yeah, Italy and France they're friends with. So, they're unlike us last game. They can actually make long-term friends. Okay. Nope, we're gonna avoid for entanglement. Especially between those fools. So, do we want to raise tension quite a bit? Not with Italy. Not well. Nah, we'll just do gunboat. As much as I want the budget, that's not one of my favorite options. Okay. At least we're getting some economic recoveries here. They're not big, but they're like long-term things. Nice. We got improved 9-inch guns. I think we could throw those on our new Prussian class. It's like probably like a 3-month rebuild. Japan and Russia. Uprising in China. We'll get a little bit of tension, but we also get prestige. Or we keep out of foreign adventures. Let's lower tension. Cool. Keeps us out of war a little bit longer. Because we are in the middle of like a series of rebuilds and whatnot. So we can raise tension with, let's say, Russia. Yeah, let's do that. The Breslau's commissioned. Oh, these are our these are the crappy cruisers. And we're gonna raise tension again to get budget, or we can be friends with France and try to like make it that three-way alliance we had, where it's like we're friends with the USA, the USA is friends with France, and we could be friends with the USA and friends with France. Eh. Okay, never mind. Should have taken the budget. Lesson learned. Okay, we got three more of these gold digger class to finish. But in the meantime, we can rebuild the Sutton class. Let's go ahead and do that. Yes, please. And let's start fixing the secondaries on these Prussian class, because those are actually important. Those are like that's the main firepower that we have on these ships. So let's replace the machinery with turbines. We might be able to get an extra knot out of them as well. We can upgrade the main guns and the secondaries. And can we do anything else with them? Not really. So let's just see if we can get any speed out of them. 1, 2. We could probably take off There we go. Take off two. There we go. So we lose two sets of 3-inch tertiaries, but we improve the main guns and the secondary, and we gain 2 knots of speed. Very cool. Rebuild 3 of these. Now we're going to immediately get rid of these gold diggers. Hang on, let's check the maintenance. Yeah, I know it seems a waste. Yeah, we'll sell it to Spain as well. Why not? And then it's always this like weird thing where when you sell a bunch of them, if you sell like if you scrap a bunch of them and you sell one in the process, it like stops scrapping and sells, and then like you have to go back and scrap the rest. Okay, this is the Mishimi battleship for Japan, or battle cruiser. 8 12-inch guns. That's pretty formidable with 23 knots, 5.5-inch belt. The U.S. is taking over Panama. Okay, and it looked like Britain has oil turbines, but they actually have access to oil. We do not, I don't think. Nope, no oil for us. We're one of the major powers that lacks oil, unfortunately. Let's not worry about it since this doesn't affect the tension at all. Italy has taken over Albania. This is we just saw this thing. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to start building some for realsy battleships, but we have other stuff on our plate right now, like this upgrade program. Like we want to make sure that the ships that we have are good, like good to go. And taking the Seton class up to 25 knots is actually a pretty big deal. So the Russian and Japanese have finally clashed. The Russians have lost a light cruiser and a battleship, and Japan lost a heavy cruiser. Now, I think that's a good trade for Japan, even though they're probably a bit smaller. Actually, they're not that far behind. So taking out 2 battleships is a pretty big deal. I wanted to look at this battle cruiser, the Invincible. Yeah, it's 8.5-inch belt. Okay. The Japanese were building like a 5.5-inch belt battle cruiser. So here's the first real. This is the Dreadnought. Huh. Well, we don't have oil. But I expected that war to go on a little bit longer, and I don't know, just judging from the initial battle result there, I thought Japan was going to win that. Estafie class, 20 knots, dreadnought with 11-inch guns. We are falling behind in the dreadnought race, but we're putting our efforts elsewhere at the moment. Let's build a couple of these Broxwald KEs just in case. By the way, for those wondering, Great Britain and France are buddy buddy. Let's do an international squadron. We're going to get some tension, but we should get some money, money, money. Money, please. For those wondering why I didn't have like a traditional German name for the Gold Digger class, uh, Gold Digger is a traditional German name. It's very ancient. We'll sell to Japan. Yes, we will. Okay. That gives us some budget we can mess around with. We've got 3 months left on these rebuilds. So let's go ahead and start working on the rest of the set in class. So let's rebuild those. Oh, hold on. Did we already? Oh, hey, we already finished these ones. So what am I doing here? Oh, it's the Prussians. Ah, the Prussians. Okay. Rebuild. That's my memory. Just my very poor memory. Okay. There we go. Bougainville. Do we want anything in the do we want more stuff in the South Pacific? Sure. I mean, it gives us a little bit, possibly a little bit more money. So we're being resisted, and we got some trouble with Russia. Well, it's the 40-minute mark, and we've got tensions going up with Russia, so there could be a war at any moment here. Russia's not allied with anyone, which is a good sign. So rather than pressing the button and risking a war, we're just going to go ahead and call it here. I appreciate y'all for hanging in here. This is turning out to be a pretty good campaign so far. We actually have a real formidable fleet, especially compared to where we were in Japan around this time. I don't quite remember, but I'm sure we didn't have essentially six, 10, like, battleships that aren't awful. We were probably still like, limping along with whatever we had from the old days. But we will have to start building some dreadnoughts at some point. But first, I do want to go through like anything that has 6-inch like secondaries and stuff. We need to upgrade these to have the better 6-inch guns and the fire controls. So that's going to be a little bit of a process, um, especially if I have to rebuild like the engines on them. Even though these blue shirts are a little bit older, so I might rebuild the engines on those this one last time and see if I can get some extra speed out of it. But if I can't get any more speed, then I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with those. Our light cruisers all need to be fixed. Like at least the rebuild on the engines to get some more speed out of them, plus upgrading the 6-inch guns. Like these Rostocks and the Lubbock's, like their main guns are the 6-inch guns. So throwing a fire control on there plus quality zero 6-inch guns should be pretty good, especially if we get some extra speed out of them. Anywho, thank you all for staying. I'll see you next time, and sail safe out there.